I'm Hank Phillippi Ryan, live on Facebook, and I think right here on Instagram and Facebook for today's edition of First Chapter Fun. It is always such a great moment every Tuesday and Thursday at 12:30 in the afternoon when Hannah Mary McKinnon and I see whether our connections have worked. I see Kat Law and Hannah on Instagram. Thank you so much for being here today and showing me that you're here. I'm looking now, of course, as we always do, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12:30 in the afternoon Eastern to see whether it is working on Instagram and working on Facebook. And of course, we check to see whether we can see the comments on Facebook, which I can't. So let me click a couple of buttons and see if I can make this work. Isn't this fun? This is part of the ado that we're used to now, is seeing whether, and there we are. I see your comments on Facebook through the miracle of modern technology. Hannah says, I see you, and Deborah, hi to you both, and Margaret Lang, I hope you got your book that we sent, and Carla and Diane and Glennie and Bex is here on Instagram. So it looks like we are underway. Hi, Beth, and hi, Carrie. Hi, Carla. This is so nice to see you all. I know that, do you ever remember watching the Mickey Mouse Club a million years ago? And I know I'm dating myself horrifically now, but on the Mickey Mouse Club, at the beginning of every show, they would have Mouseketeer roll call, count off now, and it would be Annette, Darlene, Doreen, and you're all now thinking, what is Hank Phillippi Ryan talking about now? The roll call from the Mickey Mouse Club. So please, if you remember this, tell me, so I'm not out here just talking about Mickey Mouse in the midst of the ado. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this edition. It is number 131 of First Chapter Fun. If you are new to First Chapter Fun, we welcome you with open arms and opening books. We're so pleased to see you, and those who have been here before, like Diane and Jacqueline and Deborah and Margaret, know what we do every Tuesday and Thursday at 12:30 p.m. My partner in fictional crime, the fabulous Hannah Mary McKinnon, and I read you out loud, not just to ourselves, read you the first chapter of a fabulous new book. And we love it, and we embrace it, and we love you and embrace you too. We're so thrilled with the community of First Chapter Funsters that has grown up around our broadcast of First Chapter Fun every Tuesday and Thursday at 12:30 p.m. I can't decide whether to call us Funsters or Firsties. I don't know. It doesn't really call out for a nickname. Hey, Beth, and Jacqueline is saying, I remember Mickey Mouse Club. Yes, good. Woo. Hi, Donna. Hi, Christina McDonald. And welcome to Christina McDonald here on Instagram and here on Facebook. We are reading today from her incredible, riveting, thought-provoking Do No Harm. Look at that gorgeous cover, you all. So sinister. And this is such a good book, you all. It's just a perfect book club book. There's so much to talk about it, and we will indeed. Tracy Clark is here. We have read her book. And Shannon Hansen is here on Facebook saying this book is on her birthday list. When is your birthday? Hey, we should start celebrating birthdays. That's what we should do. If we are broadcasting on a day that's your birthday, let us know, and let Hannah and I and all of the funsters, as someone just put up, will celebrate you, and that will be fun. Wow, have we not been through such a year together? It's almost a year, and I gotta tell you that Hannah and I are cooking up a pretty amazing celebration for our first year anniversary. So you'll want to know about that. Stick around for that. My darling husband, is going in for his first COVID shot today. So crossing fingers, and we are very excited about that. Beth is saying the cover is intriguing. Shannon is saying her birthday is February 19th, a Friday. So remind us your birthday week and we will sing to you. I'm not going to sing to you. Hannah will sing to you. Hannah, I'm sure, is a very good singer. I'm a terrible singer. So nice to see you all here today, and people are remembering Mickey Mouse. Wait, Susan Cottrell Bielman is saying today is my 73rd birthday. Happy birthday. We love that. So Hannah in Toronto is certainly singing right now, certainly singing right now. And Susan is and she is in Arizona. Gabe Valjean, oh, who we love, and you should follow him on Twitter, Gabriel Valjean, who will tell you every single event that you will love to go to. He is such a chronicler of our events and of so many authors' events. We love you, Gabe, and welcome here today. Jen Jumba saying, I like funsters, although she might be a doer. See, there are all kinds of possibilities of what we can call ourselves on First Chapter Fun. But what I do want to call us on First Chapter Fun is safe and happy and together and a community, and we are so thrilled to have you all. Susan is saying, someone is just saying that she is getting her shot tomorrow. The comments are going by so quickly that it's really hard to read. Now that is a good problem. That is a wonderful problem. So welcome this morning here on Instagram and here on Facebook to hear Christina McDonald's Do No Harm. Christina is family, Jen Jumba is saying, and of course Jen picks exactly the right word. We are family. You, all my sisters and brothers, and me, and Hannah. And Hannah is saying that you all are talking on Facebook and the comments are going by so quickly that I can barely see them. But apparently there's some discussion on Facebook about whether Hannah sings with an accent. And I really think that calls for a live demonstration at some time. So you know that Hannah and I go live together sometimes, and we will have Hannah sing if you remind me. Tanya is saying she's getting her second vaccination this afternoon. That's great. Lisa is saying Christina McDonald's book is so awesome, and indeed it is. So without further ado, well, we need a little more ado. Let me warn you that if Instagram or Facebook boots us or decides not to play nice today, don't worry about it. It's probably us and not you, and we will come back and read this first chapter to you, and you will be able to look it up like you can all of our first chapters in here on Instagram, on IGTV, and here on Facebook in our videos. They have a beautiful graphic that Hannah makes, and you'll be able to look up the books that you want. And at the end of today, there will be 131 first chapters for you, and the newest one being Do No Harm, from the amazing, talented, brilliant, and wonderful true friend of all of us and of First Chapter Fun, Christina McDonald. Hannah saying, I don't sing. Yeah, we can make her sing. We can make her sing. My name hasn't come up yet for the shot, Suzanne. Susan says, no, Jacqueline says, but it'll be there soon. And Holly Ward is saying, ooh, I need that book. Yes, 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 you do. I love that the comments are going by so fast. Lit Chick Forever is saying, excited to read Do No Harm this month. Good. Everybody should follow Lit Chick Forever right here on Instagram. She is just great. All right, so shall I tell you a little bit about Do No Harm? I always want to call it First Do No Harm. It makes so much sense. And when you read the book, and I know you will, you'll see what an incredible, perfect title Do No Harm is in every gorgeous subtexty way. It just works perfectly. Christina McDonald has done a wonderful job with this. Yes, Christina is saying love Lit Chick Forever, and we all do. So anyway, let me tell you a little bit about Christina McDonald, and I know you'll be standing and applauding like we all do. First, let me tell you a little bit about Christina. Christina McDonald is the USA Today bestselling author of Behind Every Lie, which was one of the first books we read here on First Chapter Fun, wasn't it? She has been here from the beginning, and we adore Christina McDonald. Anyway, she's the USA Today bestselling author of Behind Every Lie and The Night Olivia Fell, which has been optioned for television by a major Hollywood studio. So that's as cool as it gets. And when it comes out, when The Night Olivia Fell comes out, we will all have a watch party and watch it together, and that will be pretty fun. Sharon During is here. We read her book as well. And Margaret is saying, if we get on Zoom, I could play along on cello. It is so fun to read your comments and see you all talking with each other that it's very distracting. So I'm going to do this now. I'm going to read you about Christina McDonald. Anyway, her writing has been featured in the Sunday Times Dublin, USA Today, and Expedia. Originally from Seattle, Washington, she has an MA in journalism from the National University of Ireland, Galway, and now lives in London, England, with her husband, 2 sons, and their dog, Tango. She is currently working on her next novel. And you tell us, Christina, when that is coming out, and we will pop you right in here for a featured book on First Chapter Fun. And Lisa is saying both of her other books are must reads, and yes, indeed, Christina McDonald is fantastic. So let me tell you a bit about Do No Harm, which firsties, funsies, and family we are reading here today before it's even released. So you are the only people on the planet who will be able to hear the prologue and first chapter of Do No Harm, since it is going to be released from Gallery Books on February 16th. But of course, you can go right now, well, not right now, but right after this is over, and pre-order this book, Do No Harm. No pressure, it's just Christina's career, right? So just order that book. You know, say First Chapter Fun sent you. We all feel that way, don't we? Like, please buy the book. Please, please, please buy the book. But, you know, this is our job, and part of our job is sharing our books with you. And it is such a glorious, wondrous thing when somebody goes to their favorite bookstore, an independent bookstore, we hope to, or clicks on the buy link, and our book is in the mail. Diane is saying, Christina is an auto buy for me. And that is what our goal is for all of us, is to become an auto buy. Anyway, so the pub date is February 16th, and you are hearing it, the beginning of it right here for the very first time from Gallery Books, with Gallery Books' kind permission and Christina's kind permission. We will read you from Do No Harm. And let me tell you a little bit about the book. Tracy's saying, not right now. Exactly. Not right now, but right now after this. And Christina's saying on Instagram, pre-orders are the biggest honor for an author. And Christina, that is a great way to put it. Absolutely so, because it means that an author, it means that a reader is so confident in the author's book that they will buy it sight unseen. And that's pretty great. And it really makes a difference. So, you know, the inside publishing world will tell you that pre-orders are just heartwarming and fantastic. And professionally, they do make a lot of difference. I can tell you that. Well, you know that. You know that. Anyway, so Do No Harm. Let's hear a little bit about Do No Harm. Do No Harm. I know I can say this. From the USA Today bestselling author of Behind Every Lie and The Night Olivia Fell comes an unforgettable novel about the lengths one woman will go to save her son. Emma loves her life. She's the mother to a precocious kindergartner, married to her soulmate, a loving and loyal detective, and has a rewarding career as a doctor at the local hospital. But everything comes crashing down when her son Josh is diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. Determined to save Josh, Emma makes the risky decision to sell opioids to fund the life-saving treatment he needs. But when somebody ends up dead, a lethal game of cat and mouse ensues, with Emma's own husband leading the chase. With her son's life hanging in the balance, Emma is dragged into the dark world of drugs, lies, and murder. Will the truth catch up to her before she can save Josh? A timely and moving exploration of a town gripped by the opioid epidemic, and featuring what Publishers Weekly called Christina McDonald's signature complex and emotionally intense prose, Do No Harm examines whether the ends ever justify the means, even for a desperate mother. I am telling you, this book is so thought-provoking. How many of you have book clubs? If you have book clubs or like talking to your friends about books, you will never stop talking about Do No Harm. I have to tell you that I read this a while ago, and it still haunts me, the decisions that are made along the way. Jen Jumba is saying, makes me want to pre-order more, Good to know what it means when we pre-order. Yeah, it means a lot, Jen. And so you heard it here on First Chapter Fun first, and you'll probably hear it over and over and over. But so do no harm. And you can find Christina on her author page, ChristinaMcDonald.com, and Christina McDonald Author on Facebook, and Christina Mac 79, Christina Mac 79 on Twitter and Instagram. We'll have to ask her what 79 is. Probably not how old she is, right? Probably not. Okay, so let me read you a little bit of Do No Harm. I'm going to start with the prologue. And as you know, prologues can be mysterious and prologues can be different from the rest of the book. So I'll read you the prologue and I will read you the first chapter as well. And remember, in a prologue, we don't know exactly what the point of view is and who's talking. So without further ado, and I say this for Jen, here is the prologue and first chapter of Do No Harm by Christina McDonald. Prologue. The knife burrowed into my side with a moist thwomp. I looked down, confused. The blade was buried so deep that the hand holding it was pressed almost flat against my stomach. My pulse hammered against the steel. And then I felt the fire. My mouth dropped open. The blood was rushing out of me too fast, I knew, soaking my shirt, turning it from white to red in seconds. It was too late to save myself. I looked into those familiar eyes, mouthed a single word, you. The knife slid out of me, a sickening wet sound. Blood pooled at the bottom of my throat, and then I fell, an abrupt, uninterrupted drop. I blinked, my brain softening, dulling. Images clicked by one. Polished black shoes. The blur of snow as it tumbled past the open door. The 2x4s standing against the wall. The sound of bare tree limbs scrabbling in the rising wind. My body felt like it was composed of nothing but air. I had failed. Chapter 1. Ready for chapter 1? My body ached and my head thudded fiercely after 12 hours of being run off my feet at the clinic. But all that disappeared as soon as I got home and heard Josh call out for me. "Mommy, come upstairs," he shouted. "I'm coming," I called. I'd never expected to work so much after I finished my residency, but here I was, bone-tired and depleted. I shut the front door and dropped my purse onto the entry table. Upstairs, I could hear Nate whistling zippity-doo-dah off-key and Josh giggling. The house smelled of the rich, homey scents of Nate's famous chili con carne. A ribbon-like thread of happiness wound around my heart, a gentle serenity easing over me. Josh's room was an explosion of Star Wars fabrics, posters, and action figures. Nate was kneeling next to him. He was wearing the blue sweater I'd given him last Christmas, which of course made me think of this Christmas. Now that Thanksgiving was over, I needed to start shopping and decorating, planning. The only problem was finding the time. "Hey, Emma," Nate greeted me, his soft blue eyes with love. I kissed my husband on the lips, thinking as usual how lucky I was. So many people call us by name, but very few make it sound special. Nate made mine feel special. Nate tugged Josh's shirt off, revealing a handful of purple marks on his back. We both gasped. "Joshy, what happened?" I dropped to my knees and ran a hand down my son's back. The bruises were faint but distinct, a gruesome grayish purple. They looked like a trail of stepping stones marching up the knobs of his spine. "George side-tackled me in soccer." "Was it an accident?" "No." Josh poked out his bottom lip. "He's a poo-poo head." "A poo-poo head, huh?" I tried to maintain my most solemn face. "Why'd he do that?" "George kicked Ellie in the shin when she scored, so I told Mrs. Morrow, and she took away our point. George said we would have won if I hadn't blabbed, and then he side-tackled me." Josh looked at Nate earnestly. But if we won, it wouldn't be fair because we cheated, right? That's right, Joshy, Nate replied seriously. We have to do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing. I helped Josh pull on his PJs, then lifted him into bed. He smelled of mango-scented shampoo and fruity toothpaste. I scooched in next to him, and Nate climbed in on the other side, so Josh was nestled between us. Pimple squish, Josh giggled, that lovely childish giggle that made my heart melt. I like pimple squishes. They make my heart happy. Nate and I burst out laughing. Josh was a goofball. During last year's holiday pageant, he'd put his shoes on his hand, stretched his arms above his head, and told the audience he was upside down just to make them laugh. Okay, here we go. I know, Christina's saying, I love that Hank just had to say poo-poo head, right? Nate drew Josh tight against him, and Josh leaned into his chest. I leaned against both of them and closed my eyes with gratitude, just breathing them in. I never thought I'd have a chance to live a normal life. Before I met Nate, I hadn't really belonged anywhere. I'd been an outsider, an orphan, until I unexpectedly found out I was pregnant. We'd only been dating a few months when I told him, but I got lucky with Nate. Marrying him, being a mom, had given me a chance to belong to a real family. I kissed Nate's fingers where they were wrapped around Josh's shoulders. He was telling Josh a bedtime story, speaking in that soft drawl I loved, every word a lullaby. Once upon a time, a Native American chief and his wife had a beautiful daughter who they were very proud of. For her 13th birthday, they planned a huge celebration, swimming races and canoe races and bow and arrow contests. But a few days before her birthday, the girl became very sick. If she had Mommy, she wouldn't have been sick, Josh said, because Mommy's the best doctor in the world. Nate nodded and Josh grinned at me, toothy and wide. They were always so certain I could fix anything. The truth was I was trained to show a reassuring level of confidence, but most of the time I was as helpless as the next person. I was just better at hiding it. Nate continued in a faux, thundery voice. The Great Spirit is angry with us, the chief said. He asked his wisest men, what can we do to ease his anger? One stepped forward and said, to stop the great sickness, one must sacrifice for all. This was the point where I always jumped in. Nate, the nice version, please. The chief's wife knew her daughter would die if she didn't do something. So that night she followed the trail through the forest to the great river until she reached the highest cliff. She looked at the rocks below and said to the Great Spirit, give me a sign that you'll accept me as a sacrifice. Josh gazed at Nate in blue-eyed wonder, sucking loudly on his middle and pointer fingers. I should have made him stop before the habit affected his teeth, but couldn't bear to take away the last traces of babyhood. At 5, he was already growing up too fast. Just then, the moon rose over the trees, bright and yellow as a wedge of cheese. The chief's wife knew it was the sign she'd asked for, so she closed her eyes and jumped, and turned into a beautiful white bird, I interrupted. That's right, Nate nodded, and her daughter was saved. And they all lived happily ever after. Josh yawned sleepily. Exactly. Nate pulled the cover to Josh's chin, and I kissed his forehead. He felt a little warm to me. He'd been suffering on and off with a cold for the last few weeks. Mommy, my throat hurts. Will you stay with me? In my peripheral vision, I caught Nate rolling his eyes. He thought I was too permissive. You need him as much as he needs you, Nate had said once, not exactly in a nice way. Now Nate drew an X over his heart, then pointed at me. Our shorthand for I love you. I smiled. Course I'll stay. I lay next to Josh, so we were nose to nose. The sight of his sweet, innocent little face on the pillow beside me cracked my heart wide open. I loved him so much. Josh laced his fingers through mine, his tiny hands impossibly soft. I wish we could get married when I grow up. I smiled. Little boys loved their mamas so much. That love had changed me, made me a better person, a stronger person. We have something even better than being married. We're mommy and son. We share the same blood and the same DNA. That's closer than friends or even mommies and daddies. We're family forever. He pondered that for a moment. Would you turn into a bird for me? He asked. I gazed into his sapphire eyes. He was so perfect, the best thing in my life. So when I answered, I was 100% truthful. Of course, I said, I would do anything for you. I mean, do you love that? I mean, this is, and Helena's saying very natural dialogue. And here's Jessica Strasser and Georgina Cross, whose books we will read. When you know that you're reading a thriller, a psychological thriller, a drama, and someone says to her son, I would do anything for you, you can hear the scary music in the background. And don't you love how Christina McDonald in Do No Harm really set that up? And when you read the book now, when you read the whole book, you'll see how the entire first chapter is the whole book. The first chapter is the whole book. She has set up so brilliantly, so carefully, so eloquently, and she's such a good writer. That's what Christina McDonald is, such a good writer. She has set up the whole drama and the whole tension and the whole conflict and the whole decision-making process right in that first chapter. It is brilliantly, brilliantly done. So Jacqueline is saying, keep reading, please. And Susan is saying, how do I pre-order? Go right to, and that is the question of the day, Susan, go right to wherever you ordered books, whether it's online or in your local bookstore, and tell them you want Do No Harm. I can find it. Do No Harm by Christina McDonald, which will be out on February 16th. Aren't you glad you got to hear this wonderful first chapter? Lilia is saying, love that first chapter. And Donna is saying, can't wait to read the book. And Kathleen Fox is saying, a lot of emotion in those words. Yeah, and it's just so interesting. The dynamic of the family and the background of the family. And Jacqueline is putting a pre-order on Amazon.com. That is very easy to do. And Anita Loves Books is saying, love this first chapter. Christina McDonald, I hope you are soaking in the adulation and the love for this book. We will all run out, not right now, but soon, and pre-order this book. Do No Harm by Christina McDonald. Tell your friends about this. Tell your friends to go to our IGTV page here on Instagram and our videos here on Facebook and listen to the first chapter and get a little preview. There is, isn't it true that there is a giveaway? So there will be a giveaway on Facebook of someone who will leave a comment on Facebook or put it, if you're on Instagram, you know that the comments vanish. So leave a comment come over to Facebook and leave a comment on Facebook, or possibly Christina McDonald will watch the comments on Instagram. But there will be, and Hannah and I will donate another book. So we'll do 2 giveaways from Christina McDonald. And she is saying signed book plates are available from the indies on this website and here on Instagram, and also on Facebook. You will see that link. So we are all doing everything we possibly can to let you see what a fantastic book this is. Do No Harm by Christina McDonald. And if you have a book club, let me tell you one more time, if you have a book club, this is the book to talk about because there is so much to discuss and you have to ask yourself, what would you do in this situation? And I promise you that is not an easy decision. So, congratulations, Christina McDonald, on your new book coming out February 16th. And Hannah Mary McKinnon and I are so honored that you trusted us to read this for you. So, thank you very much for that, and congratulations on your book. So, as you know, we will be here Tuesday for you again because that is what Hannah Mary McKinnon and I do here on First Chapter Fun, bring you a wonderful first chapter every Tuesday and Thursday at 12:30 Eastern. And Tuesday, we have a really terrific book for you, Departure by Joseph Reed. And I've got to tell you, I'm in the midst of reading this right now. I miss air travel. Carla's saying perfect for book clubs. It is indeed. Anyway, Departure by Joseph Reed is our book for Tuesday. And it is chilling and thrilling. And if you miss being on airplanes because of stupid pandemic, if you've missed being on airplanes, this will make you happy to stay home. This will make you happy that you are not exactly on this particular flight. Joseph Reed, a wonderful airplane book, especially a good airplane book if you are not on an airplane. So welcome to you today. Please have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you to the fabulous Christina McDonald. Thank you to Hannah Mary McKinnon for being my partner in fictional crime. Thank you for all of you, darling ones, for coming. And until Tuesday, stupid COVID, ha ha ha, I know. At least I didn't say COVID is a poo-poo head, and we can make that our motto. But our real motto is, until next time, stay safe, stay kind, and we will see you soon. Love you so much.